Come on, good girl, that's a good girl. Come on, good girl. Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I'm teaching you how dogs should greet kids and how kids should greet dogs. First up, we're going to talk about how not to greet each other, and that's with lots of tension on the leash, like you saw Letty kind of pulling ahead. We're not going to introduce in that way. Instead, we're going to talk about the things to set your child and your dog up for success anytime they greet a new person or new animal, so that they're more likely to be friends and not have any altercations, but also to promote good doggy manners. If you like this video, please let me know. Hit that like button, go ahead and ring the bell, and hit the subscribe button to receive notifications when more content just like this comes out. All right, first up, we're going to talk about how to introduce your dog to a child. So first up, when you're introducing your dog to a child, or any new person really, you want to make sure they're in the right frame of mind. And if they're attached to a leash and there's tension on that leash, they're not in the right frame of mind. That's one of your best indicators. We want to bring that excitement level down a bit and get them in a calm frame of mind so they're using their brain and into that thinking mode instead of that impulsive mode that I talk about quite frequently in most of my videos. So Letty here sees Lorelei and wants to say hi. So what I want from her is just a nice loose leash before I introduce the two. Now you can see she's a little bit warm, it's a pretty hot day. She's not super interested because Lorelei's been here for a minute. But this is a good introduction right here to where there's a little bit of tension. So I'm just gonna wait until there's not as much tension, or she offers a sit. That's a really nice behavior as well. That's good manners. So I'm gonna let her closer to the person that she wants to greet, which is Lorelei. This right here is what I want, a nice loose leash. She offered me a really pleasant behavior, a nice way to say please, which is a sit. So this would be an opportune time for your dog to greet a child or another human. Now let's talk about how to introduce your child to a dog. In talking about how a kid should introduce themselves to a dog, the first thing we're going to start with is a slow and calm and relaxed approach. You don't want a child to run up on a dog because it's likely to scare them. So they should approach at a nice, calm, slow, relaxed rate, just like they're meeting a new person. They wouldn't automatically run up to a new person really fast, or they might startle them. So Lorelei here has walked up to an appropriate distance. She's at a distance to where Letty can't reach her at the end of the leash. You'll notice that Letty is exhibiting really nice behavior to be greeted, which is in a seated position with a nice loose leash. So this is a great time for these two individuals to meet. But Lorelei, now that we're at the appropriate distance, what do we need to do before we actually pet the dog? That's right. May I please pet your dog? The first thing you should always do before you actually pet a dog is ask if it's okay if you can pet their dog. Sometimes a dog might look friendly, but might actually be scared and might not be friendly. They may not want to meet new people, so it's very important to always ask if it's okay to pet the dog first. Once you've asked and they've said yes, it's okay, read the body language of the dog too. If it's a child, a parent should be nearby watching and paying attention because kids don't understand dog body language. So what I want to see is nice loose body. Lorelei, come on in and approach. I want you to turn sideways a little bit for me because her approach is going to be to the side, not front to front. So she's not staring at Letty. She's not making eye contact with Letty. She's coming in sideways, which is a much nicer approach. Now you can see Letty wants to engage. She's sniffing her little toes. She has a loose body. She's relaxed. So looks like it's a good sign that Letty wants some attention from Lorelei. What you want to do is look for fear signs from a dog if they don't want to be pet. So if her ears were pinned back, if she's trying to avoid Lorelei or another child, tucking their tail. I know she's a corgi and you can't really see her little nubbin, but it's not tucked, it's nice and loose. So if a dog is tucking their tail under, getting down low, and appears afraid, don't continue with the approach. Wait it out, see if they get a little bit more comfortable, and if they don't, abort it altogether. It's not worth scaring the dog, and it's not worth scaring the dog to a point that they might unintentionally bite because they're afraid. So what do you think? Does it look like Letty is pretty calm and relaxed and might like to be pet and might like to say hello to you?
Yeah.
Excellent. So you can go ahead and get down low, but I want you to stay in a squat position. Do you know what a squat position is? Let's see you demonstrate that. Yeah. Now the reason you want them to be in a squat position, let's make sure we're not showing off there, is because you need to always have an out. If they sit down on their bottom, it's very difficult to get up. So if a dog goes from comfortable to uncomfortable too quickly, the child can't get out of the position fast enough. Also, if Letty starts puppy biting or jumping in her face, we don't want to encourage that behavior. So Lorelei needs to be able to get up quickly and get out of the position first. If she's on her bottom, that's very difficult to do. So we want to keep her face easily out of the equation if necessary. And speaking of faces, you don't want to get in the dog's face, especially if it's a new or strange dog. You don't know if that dog actually likes that. Just think, if you met a stranger and the first thing you did was, "Oh, you're so cute, hi!" That would probably freak someone out. Letty's already freaked out by that. So make sure that you approach slowly and you don't get right in their face. If they come to your face, that's a little bit different, but be very cautious with a new dog. Now, let's actually get to some petting. What do you think? Yeah. She's kind of all riled up. I'm just gonna walk her over here for a sec and then come back in. Come here, come here. Now, Lorelei, when we go to greet a dog, do we offer them our fingers?
No.
No, what do we do?
Fist.
Yes, we make a fist. Do you know why we make a fist?
Because then if they bite, then it won't hurt.
That's right. So if it bites, it won't hurt as much. If you put your fingers out like this and the dog gets scared and bites, you might lose a finger. So always make a gentle little fist and hold it close by your body. Go ahead and do that for me. There you go. And let Letty sniff. Yeah. Now Letty's a puppy. She still has puppy teeth, so she does nibble sometimes. So it's good Lorelei doesn't have her fingers out for Letty to nibble on. But here she can smell her at an appropriate distance. I'm just keeping her from biting Lorelei's fingers with her little puppy teeth at the moment. But this is a really nice way to let a dog sniff you and get to know you. Again, not in their face, not reaching out. And now for the petting part. When we go to pet a dog, we don't want to go over the top of the head, which is what most people accidentally, inadvertently do. The better place to start petting a puppy is actually under the chin, or a dog for that matter. So Lorelei, the only reason I'm going to tell you not to pet her right now is she's being kind of bitey. So if she stops being bitey, then I'll let you go in and pet her. But when you're approaching a dog to pet, everything looks good, come in from underneath the chin right here. Reason being, coming over the top of the head does impede their vision, and it can scare them even more so. Most dogs don't like their initial greeting to be right in front of their face. So if the camera got up close, I can show you how this kind of looks from the dog's perspective. So if I'm coming in down here and I'm petting under the chin, you can still see me, you can see what's going on, you can visualize your environment, and you're more comfortable. But if I come up over the top of your head, I'm impeding your vision and you can't see as well, and that can be very scary. Do you want to go ahead and put your hand under her chin and see if she wants a little pet from you? Yeah, she's just being a little bitey, so I'm not going to encourage that. She's just excited and wants to play. All right. So all in all, that's really the steps to doing a proper introduction. It's important that the dog's in the right frame of mind. So right now, since she's all bitey, I'd probably walk her out of the situation. But she's in a nice sit, she's saying please, she's got a nice loose leash. We're not making impulsive decisions and jumping all over the place. And that the child is in the right frame of mind and doing things that won't accidentally scare the puppy because they're so excited. All right, kiddos, this one's for you. So if you're petting a dog and the dog moves away from you or tries to get out of the space, go ahead and let them. It's really important that dogs are able to get comfortable with you on their own terms. So if they avoid you, they move away for a quick break, go ahead and let them. Now, moms and dads, this one's for you. I'm gonna put this booklet up on the screen that is a really excellent resource. It has great graphics and it's a super quick read that you can share with your kids to go through these steps a little bit more precisely to teach your kids how to interact and how to greet dogs. If you like this video, please let me know, hit that like button, and again, hit subscribe and ring that bell to receive notification when more content just like this comes out. I'm also going to put a link to that booklet I just mentioned in the description below. If you have any questions about greeting kids with dogs or greeting dogs with kids or how that should roll out, feel free to ask your questions in the comment below as well. Thanks so much for watching.